Sorry, bud, you lost. Do you ever picture the Bud Light fiasco and think, I've seen this movie before? Picture it. The top of a skyscraper in New York City. Gozer, who in this case is Alyssa Heinersheid, has just asked you to choose the form of your destruction. And for some reason, CIA Agent Whitworth is somehow there and thinks about Dylan. Poof! 100-foot tall Dylan the Destroyer shows up. Twisted movie plot aside, there's a new sheriff in town. And it's not Bud. Here we go. So, the new hotness has arrived. The cope and the hope got a universal nope, at least from all the former consumers of the Bud Light brand. Modelo is set to officially win the battle by the end of this month, August, and I know that you're all here for it. Anheuser-Busch distributors are the ones that, well, face the brunt of it all, and they are facing a very harsh reality indeed, as the collapsed Bud Light brand is, no longer dominant. Anheuser-Busch distributors are facing the harsh reality of a collapsed Bud Light brand following the disastrous marketing play with a divisive influencer named Dylan. This is, to date, a 4-month belly flop from a nice, comfortable spring to the sweltering months of summer. It's gone on for so long now that the product distributors have come to accept that a portion of their customers have been lost permanently. Now, this ridiculous reach at an infinitesimally small customer base segment has led the Bud Light sales plummet to over a 25% loss in consumers and more in volume. And there's a decent chance that even more losses are being obfuscated by the brand itself through some of its interesting rebate programs. To this day, a decision-making tree of a very few people in service to some neo-Marxism ideologies fundamentally changed the future of a dominant brand in the industry, specifically here in the United States. This massive disruption caused hiring freezes and layoffs. It got delivery drivers heckled, and it exposed a fact long hidden to everyone: consumer boycotts actually work. Anheuser-Busch wholesalers got Heinersheided, and now they realize that they need to focus on capturing a new generation of drinkers. But where are they? I mean, wasn't that the whole point of this very divisive campaign launched by Alyssa Heinersheid, her boss, under, well, somewhat tacit approval of everybody above them? Those old customers aren't coming back. This campaign maneuver that was designed to bring in the massives, well, it didn't work, and it never does. It's one of the biggest lies ever told. The old consumers have shifted their loyalty to your competitors, like Coors Light, Miller Lite, considering them similar alternatives, if not better replacements. In fact, where are you going to get these new customers from? Not from those brands. And now, according to some reports, executives specifically at the Texas-based beer distributors have voiced their concerns, stating that the decline in Bud Light sales may be prolonged, well beyond what they were told. With disenchanted customers clearly shifting their preferences to rival brands, Michael Stone, the chairman of Beanstalk Group, agrees that the strategy of targeting younger, newer consumers was sound, but admits that Anheuser-Busch made a mistake in its execution. What a profoundly important word here. Of course, there is a glimmer of hope for Anheuser-Busch distributors with the success of Modelo Especial. That's the second largest beer brand owned by, well, not in the US, but owned by a company outside the US. It's distributed and by a rival, Constellation Brands. And if you are a distributor and you actually have the ability to distribute Constellation Brands, then you're probably not hurting, at least not terribly badly. Nevertheless, there's a broader crisis in the industry, and it has been persistent. You see, spirits recently surpassed beer as the top alcoholic drink in the United States. And the popularity of the ready-to-drink cocktails is what's fueling this shift away from beer. And I've seen this more and more at events that I attend, with the increasing number of those flavored girly drinks being seltzers. And in response to this shift, breweries are partnering with spirits companies to offer canned cocktails, aiming to win over legal-age drinkers, which, maybe Dylan Mulvaney didn't necessarily appeal to, and probably wasn't the audience that a alcohol distributor would want to appeal to. I mean, it's kind of illegal. You see, if they find out that spirits are easy to mix and it's more cost effective, that would be even more worrisome for them. They would have a real problem on their hands. Putting a brave face on, of course, Anheuser-Busch remains determined to ignore its losing position in the market, with Modelo Especial emerging as the new formidable champion, with other significant brands closely at heel. That's right, many more. Hey bud, the transformation is over. You picked your destruction and you lost. And while breweries must adapt and innovate to stay relevant, they really can't afford to insult their loyal customers. It's just bad for business in an extremely competitive market. So I ask you, will AB InBev ever get Bud Light back to the leading brand here in the United States? Will other companies learn from Bud Light's mistakes? And are we now taking companies to task for their silly social engineering efforts via our wallets? Good questions all. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below. And hopefully this one will spur some interest. I think it will. Be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, wash your hands, of course, because it's good hygiene. And until next time, bye.